It's my 11th day playing Homeless Simulator. Today, I spawned at the park on the city map. I remembered my injury from the minigame on day 9 and took a look at it to make sure nothing was out of the ordinary. It seems like the game's code was running normally. While I was organizing my player-owned base, I found a tooth from the cat from day 8, which gave me the motivation bug. I really want to get a more permanent base so that I can invite the cat to become an official companion. Luckily, my character was making progress on that. Overnight, I received an invitation to join my first guild, the TikTok Creator Rewards Guild. This guild will apparently reward me with consistent gold pieces for using Adobe spells to complete various quests. However, if I wanted to join this guild, I would need to apply by filling out a few scrolls and tomes to prove that my magic level was high enough. So, I walked to the nearest electricity material node to gather up enough of the electricity resource needed to power my spellbook. I set up my spellbook and started to get to work on the guild invitation quest. I noticed that there was a fairly common magic item next to me. I believe they were called AirPods. In Homeless Simulator, every item you can equip has both positive and negative effects on your character. Because this item gives your character the permanent side quest known as Charge Battery, as well as carrying the passive trait Easy to Lose, which adds 5 points to your character's base cortisol level, I decided to leave them for now. I started chatting with another player, and we were filling up our speech bubbles with gold-making strategies, stories about previous versions of the game, and mutual respect, when, all of a sudden, my character's stats started to rapidly decrease. I still didn't know how this gameplay mechanic worked, and I needed my stats at their maximum so that I could finish doing everything that I needed to do in order to join the guild. So, I just listened to the game's prompt and went to the nearest merchant to buy a couple coconut water items. Once I got back to the park, I met another player. This one had been playing for quite a long time. He told me that he had just completed the achievement to go to the furthest south point on the US server, which was an island, about 170 zones away. He gave me a quest to go and check it out, and marked it on my map. Wow! My first exploration quest. I've always been a sucker for map exploration, but if I wanted to go all the way to the furthest south point on the server, I would first have to make sure that my base was ready for an adventure. I remembered that I had a magic lens in my inventory. This item allows you to check the stats, health, weaknesses, and resistances of your current target. I targeted my base with it and used it. It told me something in car language, which I'll try to translate for you. A lot of bases use a mixture of mana and air to channel their movement spell. It seems that something was going wrong with the mana-air mixture, and it had too much air in it, which was throwing off the movement spell. It's definitely an issue that I should ask a higher level mage who specializes in movement spells about, but I think my base would survive the trip to the furthest south island. Before I started off for the southern island, I checked the spawn point of the white cat again. Unfortunately, there was no cat to be found, but I found a traveling librarian character who let me have a look inside his mobile library. Then, I headed over to the nearby tavern known as Denny's to finish up the guild application and work more on the main quest, become a level 99 YouTuber. I stayed in the tavern until the sun came up, which meant that it was time to set off on the journey to the southern island. But before I made the trek, I thought it would be a good idea to restore my character's stamina a bit, so I decided to sleep for a few hours. I was excited to wake up for the exploration quest on day 12.